everyone, Rach Durbz here. I am here with Aiden Stampalia with his Torana build for Summernats. Racing the clock to try and get there this year. We're all sure he can make it, so let's just see how it goes. We'll have a bit of a chat to him. Do you mind telling us a little bit about what you've actually been doing?
Well, we've cut the whole floor out. That was the first part. And then made a chassis for it, ladder bars. Started with all the ladder bars and back suspension, and then did the chassis connectors, and sort of at the stage now of doing all the parts that you'd kind of do once the car was already together, but not having a hoist, it's a lot easier to do stuff like the exhaust and that with no floor in it. So trying to knock all those jobs over before I actually do put the floor in. So far we started with cutting the whole car out, so it was just the bare outside shell of a Torana, and then made the back part of the chassis first, and then all the rear suspension and the ladder bar, and join it up to the front of the car, then cut the front of the car out. And yeah, sort of just doing all the jobs at the moment that you'd normally do once the floor's already in the car, but not having a hoist, it's a lot easier to do with no floor in it. So doing stuff like mounting the fuel cell, doing the exhaust, the shifter, all of those sorts of things. So yeah, once the floor's in, it'll actually be a fair bit further along than what it looks.
And what is your favourite part of this build so far?
Ooh. Probably either doing the roll cage, which I'm just finishing off at the moment, doing the side intrusion bars, or doing the exhaust. I love all of it really. I say I don't, but I do. Probably the coolest thing I've fabricated is, I don't know, probably have cut the tubs into the doors, or even the exhaust. I don't know, just all of it. It's all just thought out in my head, and yeah, just make it up as I go along sort of thing.
So, what's the struggle with the build so far?
Biggest struggle so far with the build would probably be the time frame. Time frame and money, that's all it comes down to. That's all cars are in the end.
And how much effort have you put in since the day you started doing this?
Started the build probably about a year and a half ago, and then put the car into storage, and then it's only been 2.5 to 3 months sort of thing that I've had it out of storage, and been doing some long hours, 18-hour days for like 8 days straight the other week.
Whereabouts did you get the car from?
I bought it from a mate of mine, and the car actually originally came from Bali, so I knew the car was pretty bad, and I intended on cutting the car out anyway and doing a chassis, so it didn't really worry me how bad it was.
Where have you been sleeping at night while you've been doing this?
My sleeping arrangements whilst building the car have resorted to sleeping next to the car in the swag in the shed, because I live about an hour away from where I'm working on it. Yeah, I work 2 weeks on, 1 week off, and then I have my daughter when I'm on break, so yeah, time's not really on my side. Quite a few good mates are equally as stupid as me, so yeah, I like to think that we'll be able to put some pretty big hours in over Christmas, and basically once the car's a painted rolling shell, we'll take the car to my mate Graham at Streetline's workshop, and yeah, then there'll be a few of us on it, but at the moment doing all the fabrication stuff, that's all me, so yeah, it's slow going at the moment until it's at that stage. You might notice that there's a LS in the engine bay. That's definitely not going to be staying in there. Currently waiting on the engine from Brett Nidrew from B&R Engines, so he's doing everything he can at the moment to get that done. It's a Dodge R5 P7 NASCAR engine with a tunnel ram, so hopefully we see that in December, and it should leave us about 2 weeks to get the engine mounted, plumbed, wired, running, dyno. So it's not the first time we've done something like this.
Do you think the paint will be dry before you start getting it on the trailer?
Probably be painting stuff at Summernats, to be honest. It's like the other year at Summernats, myself and my mate, we were still putting the interior of the car together when it got off the truck at Summernats.
What are you looking forward to most about Summernats 35?
For me, what I'm looking forward to the most is the feeling you get when you're rolling up to the start line of that burnout pad. There's nothing quite like it. You got thunderstruck cranking, and the nerves are just absolutely insane. I wouldn't do it if I didn't get nervous.
So obviously you're going hammer and tongs at trying to get this car ready. Obviously behind the scenes you've got other people helping you do this. Who else is helping you in different ways?
The main people I want to thank for it, Graham at Streetline Automotive, all my mates that are giving me a hand and going to give me a hand, and then my sponsors, Boss Mining Solutions and Pinjarra Tyre Power. Without them I couldn't do it.
Awesome. And was that like a plea to some of your friends, just in a heads up you're going to be asking them for help?
Yeah, so with us it goes around, comes around, we all help each other with each other's cars, so it's my turn. Yeah. Getting to Summernats, myself and my mate Graham from Streetline Automotive will be towing it there. Yeah, for me it's the road trip and the adventure that I love about doing all this the most. Planning on leaving January the 1st, so hopefully the car will be done about half an hour before we leave. That's normally how it works out. For us, just making it there, that'll be a win in itself. So yeah, we'll definitely be letting our hair down once we get there. There's always going to be a push, and I think it's my self-motivation, the challenges that I set myself in trying to get stuff done in a short time frame. I enjoy it.
Give us a woo for Summernats.
What, sorry?
Well, as you can see, nothing really stops around here, so let's just see if he's going to make Summernats. We sure he will.